Hey y'all, today it is finally warm enough and safe enough after the last frost in my area, that's zone 8A in Wylie, Texas. It is finally time to plant tomatoes. I'm super psyched and I just can't wait. I have some new containers that I'm going to be putting them in this year, so I'm excited to show you guys that. I'm also going to be doing an update on the Proven Winners Direct seeds that I have been growing. If you didn't catch that original video, I will drop that link down below, but I'm excited to show you where everything's at, especially the buried treasure strawberries. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up, and let me know what varieties of tomatoes you're going to be growing this season. Okay, I've got some varieties of tomatoes that I'm growing this year. I have the black strawberry tomato. I originally also had the purple bumblebee tomato, but I accidentally killed both those seedlings, and then I did not have more of the bumblebee seeds. But I did replant the black strawberry tomato, so I do have two of those that I'm going to be working with. And then I also, because I killed the bumblebee ones, I picked up Cherokee Purple, which is an heirloom tomato. It's an indeterminate. Remember, if it's an indeterminate, it will just keep going and going and going in height. If it is a determinate, then it has a determined set height that it will hit, and then it will stop at that point. I also have all of my Proven Winners Direct seeds. I have the Good Hearted Cocktail Tomato, which is designed to kind of go in a patio container. And I'm growing everything in their compostable seed pots, in their compostable pots. I also have the Buried Treasure. This one is the white, the Buried Treasure strawberries. I had really good germination on those. And I have the Fire Away Hot and Heavy Pepper, which I had excellent germination on those. And then finally, the Pesto Besto Basil. So I'm excited to get those potted up. They are going to be potted up, and they are going to go in these bright sunny locations on my new shelving for my patio display. If you guys recall, last year I installed these shelves across the back just with stones and lumber, something simple, easy that I can move over the years. And I installed these this year, which I'm loving them. I think they're super fun, and they are going to be housing a lot of the Proven Winners ones that we were just discussing. Now, the other tomatoes are going to go in these two new planters that I got here off of Amazon. They are cedar. They come with a liner. This liner does have holes in it to allow for drainage. They have metal legs. So, you know, over the years, the wood's not going to last forever. And over the years, if I ever have to change it out, will have the metal legs afterwards. So I can still work with that. But I have one right there, and I'm going to install two tomato plants in it. And then as they grow up, I'm going to do some kind of twine that will hook all the way up to the top of my patio space, and then I'll just be able to wrap the tomato vine around that as it goes up. So it should in fact fill this entire space. And then I did put a second one over on this side, and it will do the same thing. I'll put two tomatoes in there. They're going to be indeterminate tomatoes, meaning they're just going to keep growing and growing and growing in height. If it's a determinate, it's going to stop at a determined height. But I'll put there, and then I'll have twine going all the way up, and you can see my twine from last year's laying. And then the vines will wrap around the twine and grow all the way up. I had a lot of good luck with that last year with my tomatoes, so I'm excited to give that a try again. All right, let me shift these dahlias out of the way for a second. Dahlia tubers going. I'm going to be utilizing a potting mix in the base of each of my containers, and then I'm going to be overlaying with compost. If you remember, tomatoes like lots of really great compost. And then I will be backfilling with my plant tone. So I'll have the combination of all that, the potting soil, the compost, and the plant tone in each container. Let's get started. up. I actually selected that particular Cherokee purple plant because one of them had two in there. So I split them up. I removed the lowest leaves and then put as much of the stem into the ground as I could. Now, it actually might be really better if I trim off these additional leaves on the side, which I'll probably do as soon as I get off this video. You don't want your leaves of your tomato touching the soil, all right? Because that's a very easy way to add disease up into your tomato. So as your tomato grows, you want to make sure that no leaves, anything like that, are touching the soil at any point in time. So I think I'm going to go back and trim these outer ones and just leave this little bunch at the very top. So I ended up having 3 plants to go in this one. This is a Cherokee purple, which is an indeterminate. And then over here, I had 2 of the black strawberry tomato, and that's an indeterminate, I believe, as well. I went ahead and hooked up drip lines over here to this one, and I will do the same as the other. I have drip lines down here, and I just have lots of random attachments that go to my potted plants. And so I was able to give them a drip on either side of the plant, which will be great because tomatoes love lots of water. Potting up some early jalapeno seedlings and some mini bell pepper seedlings. Now, due to the size of these, I think for the mini bell peppers, I'm going to give them their own container. And then for the jalapenos, I'm going to put 2 per container. So I grew them by soil blocks right here, as you can see. And a lot of times I'll just toss the extra soil into whatever container I'm working with. And we do have a pretty obvious division. You can see these come in here. These are all the mini bell pepper mix. So I think I have more than what I'm going to need right now. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll probably pot some of these up for a friend. But basically, oh, somebody's been munching on that guy. I'm going to start with a strong seedling. Let me grab my plant real quick. Okay, I've got a container with drainage holes in the bottom. So next thing I'm going to do is add some plant tone to the mix. Just so we have a boost of fertilizer in there. All right. And then I'm going to make a hole and put my pepper in. Easy peasy. And that's one of the mini bell pepper plants. I think I'm going to pot up 3 of those. I will water those really well when I'm ready. Next, I'm going to plant up 1, 2, 3, 4 jalapeno plants that I'm going to plant 2 per container. water those in really well when I'm ready. Okay. So next, let me jump over here. This soil was a little bit more compacted. So you definitely want to go in and like loosen up all the big chunks. Make sure you don't have any weird air pockets down in there. Okay, so I want to plant my good-hearted tomatoes in these, and these are my proven winners ones. Now, I'm not going to be keeping every single one of these seedlings. I'm going to be looking for the strongest seedling. So I have 3 good ones. So this pot is actually compostable, and the idea being that you can give this kind of a squeeze down here, down low, and break out some of these pieces to allow the roots to go out. So just like that. So literally you could pot this entire thing just like this. Now, I didn't think that far ahead. So I've got too many seedlings and too close of an environment to be able to do that and to be able to utilize the pot. So I actually need to take these out and separate this into smaller seedlings. I might do 3. Let's start with 3 in each. Now, this is an experiment. I haven't grown the good-hearted cocktail tomatoes before. So let me get them started here. If they end up feeling like they need more room, because they're supposed to be patio plants, they're not going to get like giant. They're supposed to be grown in pots. If they feel like they need more room, then I'll separate them out and repot them again. Okay, here's one. Like I said, again, you can break apart the pot. I did not plan well for that. I should have just had one seedling in each pot, and then I would have been able to plant the pot directly in the ground, because the pot is compostable, and it already has built-in fertilizer in it. So I am going to hold on to these. I'm not going to break off the bottom of the next one, because I'll try to reuse these. Gorgeous terracotta pot that I got at Home Goods. Put some fresh soil, some fertilizer with the plant tone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my pesto basil in here. Now, I am going to sink the whole pot in. First, remember, we got to kind of break the sides and pull these away, these little tabs, so that the roots can get out and expand. It'll be fun checking these at the end of this, the end of the season, to see how much the pot has broken down. There's one. I'm going to plant all 3 of them in here. I would like just a big, beautiful, gorgeous pot of basil sitting right out on my patio to access at any time. Pretty easy to pull these off. Okay, got my trusty tag. Pesto basil. So that should be good. Okay. So what I have left are the proven winners, hot and heavy pepper, and my buried treasure strawberries. Okay, with this pot, I'm going to go in with the hot and heavy peppers. Once again, I'm going to work from the container. I'm going to sink the whole container down into the ground, pull back the tabs. That. It's a pretty good sized pot, so let's do an experiment in that, why don't we leave 2 in the pot and we'll leave 1 out of the pot and see if we see a difference in growth. I'm gonna pull out a seedling on each of these. So I have 2 in each location, and then whichever one starts to thrive the most, I'll pull the others. So on this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and push it out. And if I end up having to divide these out later, I don't mind. I just really feel like they need to go ahead and get in the ground right now. Or into bigger pots of soil. I also need to make room for more seedlings. All right, so this will be all the hot and heavy. Fire away hot and heavy peppers, and then if I have to divide them out, I will on these. Okay, so last I'm going to have the Berry Treasure strawberries. Recharge it with fertilizer. Okay, so I'm going to leave the Berry Treasure in the little compostable pots. We'll leave 2 in and 1 out, just for an experiment to see if we see a difference. Okay, pretty exciting. Eventually, all of these pots will have drip lines that are run to them so that I don't have to water on a daily basis. I just don't have my drip turned on at this point in time, so I am still hand watering. But I've got everything in here, the mini bell peppers, the early jalapenos, the hot and heavy peppers, the good-hearted cocktail tomatoes. Those are from Proven Winners, so are the hot and heavy peppers. And then over here, I've got my Berry Treasure strawberries, white from Proven Winners, and the Besto Pesto basil from Proven Winners. It's windy today. Okay, so it'll be fun kind of experimenting with the compostable pots, see what ends up happening, see, you know, kind of experimenting a little bit. I left some of them in, I took some of them out. We'll see which kind of results we get from each of them. But I did choose this particular seed line from Proven Winners because they're all to be kind of grown like a patio collection, to grow on your patio in pots. You don't have to have a big giant space to develop them in, but I'm excited to try them out. So if you are interested in growing these along with me, you can use the link below to provenwinnersdirect.com, and you can order the seeds or the seeds and the compostable pots, whichever works best for you, and you can try this at home as well. Hope you guys enjoyed today watching me get all of my tomatoes situated and all my peppers situated, plus all the Proven Winners seedlings that I've been growing. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.